Stitch Roadies, welcome, welcome. Thank you for keeping me company. I certainly need it today. It's kind of a rainy day today. Supposedly there's going to be some sunshine in our future, but the one thing we know about in Central Oregon is most people think Oregon is like it rains all the time. But where we live is called high desert, which means we don't traditionally get a lot of rain. And although we like a little rain because it makes things green, it decreases our chance for fire, which is our big natural disaster here. The fact of the matter is not many of us are fond of rain. We want snow, otherwise you wouldn't live here. We have, and the snow provides fire suppression also and water for the community. So it's okay to have rain a little bit, but we don't like it a whole bunch. Yeah. But it is raining on and off all day today. Yeah. Well, welcome, welcome. Lots going on in our lives. Our local quilt show got canceled for those of you that are stitchers and quilters. It got canceled, and it's quite an emotional blow for all of us, although we anticipated that it would be happening. It's still a blow, and we're just praying for our little town and all the businesses, because we are a tourist town, and we are not any different than any other tourist town in the nation that is going, where is everybody? Where is everybody? Yeah, so that we're going to get through it. It just doesn't feel very good. Yeah. And hence, in order to feel good, I've been online shopping, so I have a little bit of haul. Some of it I can't even show you because I've already put it away. But let me tell you, I know that there's a method to this, because what happens is that when I get on Flosstube, when I get enabled by Flosstube, and I stop it and I go to order something, I tend to be, I have a lot of charts that are not kitted, but since getting this fever, which has only been since last August, was when I first discovered cross stitch as a community. Before that, I would every so often do a cross stitch pattern, but cross stitch as a community, and boy, am I ever glad that I discovered cross stitch as a community, because right now it is what's bringing delight into my life. Yes. But it's only been since August, so not even a year. And I don't have all the tool sets maybe that some of you have. So back to ordering. So now I'm ordering all kinds of stuff. You know, and if you've been with me for any length of time, you know I have linen fear of running out of linen. I have fear of running out of floss, and so I tend to just order stuff. And when I looked at what everyone was doing for the month of May, I thought, oh, I better get stuff kitted. And so I got this huge package from 123, in fact 2 packages from 123 Stitch. Nothing's labeled in it. You know, this whole pack of floss, I had linen all over the floor trying to figure out what I had ordered it for, what the floss was for, and luckily I solved a couple of problems, or a couple of mysteries, I should say, but otherwise, a friend told me what I should do is when I order, I should write down what I'm ordering and what project it's for on a piece of paper. And I think that's the way to go, because rediscovering the wheel is like stressful and a waste of time. But I did get a haul of linen. I think I got 4 different pieces, and I'm thinking that all but one was just because I gotta have linen. And it is absolutely the truth that there's a shortage of supply right now in certain types of linen or certain types of floss, because the gray goods are not available, and so companies are not dying. But there's a whole lot of Etsy, small business Etsy places that are dyeing linen, which has been quite interesting to look through. But I'm not going to show you all that linen because I've already put it away. I've already cleaned this room up. I've cleaned this room up so many times I can't begin to tell you. My house, in fact, is, you could eat off my floor right now. I've become quite obsessive about surfaces. I don't know. I wonder why that is. But I did get some charts. I had to put I had to get this one just because I thought it would come with the button, though. It didn't come with the button. That's interesting, huh? But it's a little house friendship. I just thought it was really sweet, would make a great gift. Yeah, so I got that one. And then I think it's on Country Stitcher. She showed these particular Hometown Holiday by Little House, and she had stitched them in a long row. And I thought that was really adorable. So I did not buy the whole series, but I bought the ones that I wanted, which was I bought Quilt Shop, I bought Coffee Shop, yeah, Bookstore, no brainer, Cafe or Diner, and the Needleworks Shop. And I'm going to stitch them in a row. And those are those Hometown. You can look it up. But what I'm going to do is to personalize it. So like a coffee shop, I'm going to say G's Coffee Shop, Coffee by G. Bookstore, I'll put my grandson's name. So I tend to make it a family piece. But I have it all together on a ring so I don't lose them, because they're small. So I got those, and I decided to get a little more organized in my calendar book. I love that. And I've been paying attention. I've been listening to all the different floss tubers that do homework, or they have to do so many stitches, and everybody has their angle that's going to work for their brain and their life. And so I thought I like a little bit of structure, but like I wouldn't be one that would be comfortable spinning the wheel and whatever it landed on, that's what you stitch for the day or the week. No, I'm too much of a control freak for that. I want to make my choices, but at the same time, I want some guidance, if that makes sense. The mind games that cross-stitchers play with themselves is unbelievable. All you have to do is listen to everybody's plans for May to know that everybody is a psychologist. They're playing mind games. But I decided that what I will have as a guideline each month is that on the 7th of each month, because I was born on the 7th in the fall, is when I stitch on my birthday stitch, so I don't have to think about it. And then on the 13th is what some people call Dark 13, and it's like a Halloween stitch, because I'm having a little bit of a hard time stitching. You know, I'm more like a seasonal stitcher, but I have some whips that are out of season. So I thought, oh, I could on the 13th of each month say that's when I'm stitching my Halloween stitches. And on the 25th of each month is my Christmas stitch. And with that said, I've now learned from all of you about Jolly July. And so I already know what I'm going to start in July. I can't wait. But I don't want to start anything new for Christmas in May. So I'm going to continue with my Search the Sky. But on the 25th of each month, I'm going to stitch on that. And then someone gave me such a fabulous idea. I wrote these all down someplace, but who knows where that paper is. Someone told me every Tuesday I should stitch on my trees. And I thought, that is lovely. Lovely, lovely. And that's a way to get that whip out and keep it moving, but not like have it be this thing in the back of my mind like, oh, I have those trees to do. Yeah, I can be good at whining. So every Tuesday is going to be Tree Day. Yeah. I'm really glad although I didn't find my original one, I am really glad that I went ahead and purchased this one. And yeah, it's just nice to see, okay, even if I only take 10 or 20 stitches a day in something, it feels good to write it down and know that I touched my cross stitch. So that is, I can't wait to get that spiral bound and protected whenever that business will open up. So let's go on to my whips. We're going to have a little sew along here so that I can just talk, because I have no one to talk to, you know, no one to talk to. So, except for G, and he's out playing in the garage. He just does not want to cross stitch with me. He does have kind of big hands. I'm not sure how good he would be. He can maybe do needlepoint, but cross stitch, I don't know. Yeah, but he wouldn't do it anyway. So let's go on to whips. Okay, so today's the 25th, and that means it's Christmas stitch. So today I will be stitching on the Sal that Becca from SamBrie Stitches started, called Search the Sky. And for those of you that have been here for a while know that I stitched the Santa too close to the edge, and so rather than rip him out, I decided to start over on the other side, and I know I'm going to have to rip him out, but for now he's just a drunk Santa. And let me use the back of this thing. So here is where I am at. I am down at the bottom with the trees. I'm doing the trees right by just below the needle minder. And that is, I'm coming across the bottom. So I really don't have a lot. I can imagine that at some point this might cause me to be a monogamous stitcher, and I might have to just stitch it to get it done, because, you know. But today that's what we'll be stitching together. The next one, the next whip that has been touched, is the Motto Sampler, and that is my commemoration to Fall Fling last year. Boy, such fond memories, and how the world changed. Did the world change? Man, I almost said an F word right there. I mean, it's like, oh, like that. We were so carefree. But at Fall Fling, which was a workshop put on by Acorns and Threads, Jolene, who is one of the worker bees at Acorns and Threads. She also is a master stitcher and finisher and does finishing for other people. She charted this. We were given this lunch pail filled with fun things in it. Reflection there. But printed on the front of it, I got a dent in mine, it says, "I was a cross stitcher before cross stitching was cool. Fall Fling 2019." And it was filled with all kinds of goodies. I decided I wanted to take Beth Twist's, I know for some of you this is old news, Beth Twist's motto sampler, and I wanted to put that in there, and I asked Beth to script it for me, which she does with her motto sampler in fancy script. And so here I am. Yes. I am rounding the bottom corner. Oh my gosh, I can almost taste it. I can almost taste it. It almost is at the point where it's making me a little compulsive. I know that when I reach this flower here on the bottom, I'm not going to be able to stop and stitch anything else till this is done. And then it's going to go in the bag back there with the other fully finished, no, not fully finished, finished objects that are not fully finished because I can't go out and fully finish them. Yeah, but I just love this. And I did it all in the called for DMCs. And this chart I got from Acorns and Threads. Yeah. But there's something about this particular project, maybe because I thought, wow, that's kind of a hard project for me to tackle so early in my cross-stitching obsession. But I thought, well, you know, I just really wanted to do it. And sometimes that's what happens with the project. You just really want to do it. And then since Tuesday was tree day, I got my La Foresta de Fanés. And it's my trees. And I just, and this is a Renato Perelin project, which there's an Etsy shop for. And there, I just did that across the bottom right there, the bottom edge. And this thing is like, oh my gosh, it's like rolled out. Someday I'll roll it all out. I'll press it and roll it all out. But right here, oh, let me see if it's so big I can't hardly hold it, you know. But let me go like this. Okay, right here is the end of a page. Oh my gosh, the end of it is like 4 pages long. So I am very excited. I'm most excited by the suggestion that I do the trees every Tuesday, because I actually feel like by having that as a set thing, I can get it done. I'm going to get it done. It feels like I'll be able to get it done. And although I'm not going to show you the whole chart, here's the end of the page, a partial picture of the chart. See how this is just a pain in the patootie when you get to one of those trees. But the other thing is, if you're off a little bit, no one's going to know. No one's going to know, and I'm not going to tell anybody. I did work on my, Suffrage Act. I was just looking out the window because I see a lady walking her puppy, and which is a SAL with stitching with the Sisterlies. They need to be like a, you know, like that
You remember that show Laugh-In, where the doors would open and someone would say something and then it would close and the other door would open and something would close? Remember that? I feel that way when I'm watching the Stitching with the Sisterlies. You never know what's going to come out their mouths or how the other one's going to respond. But this is a salve that they're doing, and you can tell that I am not a star pupil. But I am enjoying this stitch. And I will have it done by November. Yeah, I will have it done by November. And so the other whips that I have are whipping away by themselves over there. There's no additional stitch has been taken in any of those since we last met. Which brings me to May. I am fascinated by the fact that I am compelled to join in on the carnival, which is May. I mean, like I need new starts. But that's the thing. I need something to look forward to. We all need something to look forward to. And I know in May I have the birthday stitch on the 7th. I know Dark 13. I know that the 25th is going to be Christmas. Every Tuesday is my trees. I love that I can recite that. But to have something else to look forward to, and I kind of went through all of my kitted things and all of my charts, and I decided that I was not going to start any Christmas or winter type things until what's called Jolly July. And let's hope we're all jolly and celebrating, because yeah, let's hope, let's keep hoping that we get back on track. And so I ended up picking 4 projects, one for each week in May, and those will be a Monday start unless the 7th, the 13th, or the 25th ends up on a Monday, which I don't think it does. I'll have to look. And so I'll show you what I chose. I ordered a while ago a project bag which hasn't arrived. And it could be just the mail. You know, the mail issue there's no rhyme or reason anymore. We're just so grateful the mailman just still showing up and then he's not sick. Yeah. But I picked out 4 projects, getting back to that. And one of them I put in this it's the Marauders map. I think it's called a Bitsy Bob. I bought it a while ago, and I love it. It has a little, it's That's So Kelly. I love it when these project bags you order have actually a little label. But it has a little pocket for your floss. There's a felt piece in here to hold your thread, and the pattern and your project can just stay in there and you snap it shut. It's very, very cute. And I decided, I saw this done by my friend Sandy, and I've had this for a long time, and I decided it was time to get it done. And so, Ye Old Crow Sampler by Heart in Hand. I'm doing that. So one of these Mondays, I don't know which Monday I'll start which project, but the only thing I'm going to do different is I am not doing the whole thing in black. I am doing most of it, and I didn't have 2 skeins of the specialty thread, so I'm just using black, but I am going to do the pumpkin and the vines in green. So we'll see how that turns out. So that'll be a Monday, a May start. And then this was a new pattern. Where did I get this pattern? Maybe it's not new. It was in my chart thing. And it's Bent Creek Begin. I just loved it. I just loved it. It's a Bent Creek pattern. And I finally figured out that the fabric and the floss that I had bought from 123 Threads was from this particular, for this particular chart. So, and this is, yeah, this is going to be a fun little stitch. So that will start 1 week. Next was that project that I told you about that I bought from Stitchville, USA, and it is a pattern that's by Bonnie Sullivan of All Through the Night, which is the sister of Kathy Schmitz, or rather, Kathy Schmitz is Bonnie Sullivan's sister. So I am going to be doing that one, which is just lovely. So I have that one on the books. And then the last one for the month of May is one that I'm doing for G. And I had bought this after seeing it in a floss tube. And it is a Little House Needleworks, the Tumbleweeds division of Little House Needleworks. And I thought he would just really think this was sweet. And so there it is. So I'm doing that for G. And so they all are, most of them are smalls, not outrageous charts, because I do have a whole pile of whips and I need those to get attention too. But look at this bag. That was that bag that I ordered. It was just so pretty. There's no label on it though. See, everything is back there. So now we get to stitch together. The cows are supposed to arrive in May. Where we live is surrounded by 2 ranches. 2 big ranches border our little neighborhood here. And the cows come in May and they graze and fatten up. And so when they arrive, you can hear the bellowing going on. It is, but what's really funny is that G and I went and parked by the ranch a few days ago and just sat there and I stitched and just got a different view of the same mountains. But it was just, sometimes it's those little things. I mean, the ranch is right there. And so we went from our house to the ranch and just parked right there, just for a different view. And I was stitching and we took naps and It was just hanging out there and trying to keep our sanity. But we had our binoculars out because there's a lot of wildlife, and you know, I mean, every so often you get a wolf going through the area. There's tons of coyote, there's elk, there's deer. You know, we had a bear running through town once. So there's a lot of wildlife because we're right out in nature basically. And all of a sudden he's looking through the binoculars, and he goes, "There's a camel over there with that little group of cows." And I immediately jumped up and I said, "What?" So I take the binoculars and I look, and sure enough, I thought I had read about it a few years ago, because that particular ranch has had all kinds of different animals on it. One time, and it's passed through different hands now, but one time one of the owners had buffalo out there, and then elk, and then some camels, and there's one camel out there, two hump camels out there hanging out with the cows, wondering, what the heck are they? What kind of camels are these? So it was kind of a fun day, just for a break. Yeah, so that was. This fabric I chose, I have to really pay attention, and it's not that it's dark. It's that the way it's woven, it's pretty even. What is this? This is 28 count blue spruce casual linen. There's something about the way that it's woven that you almost sometimes can't see where the hole is. Oops. Yeah, so there's a camel here. So I had to look up on the internet about that camel because it got loose one time. It was running around. I'm enjoying the Zoom meetups that different people are having. I had one with my stitch group. Well, all of them live in Bend. I'm the only one out here. But I hadn't seen their faces for about 5 months, you know. So there is a real benefit to being alive in this day and age. And then I also met with the nurses that I used to work with before I retired. Actually, this particular group was a group that I worked with years and years ago, because I worked in pre-surgery for the OR the last 10 years, and this was a group of nurses when I worked labor and delivery. It's kind of fun seeing all them. Yeah, so it is neat to have that option. It's so funny. Once I had spent the whole month of April, as everybody was talking about what they were going to do in May, I spent the whole month thinking, am I not, am I not? And so once I decided to do something, however limited it is, I'm so relaxed about it now. I'm kind of excited. Yeah, kind of excited about it. I'm a stitch in hand kind of person. I every so often I try a hoop or a Q-snap, but for the most part I'm a stitch in hand. So many things have canceled. So many events have canceled. I'm just really hoping that that the retreat in September doesn't cancel. But if there's one thing I have learned since the beginning of the year is you got to be flexible. You got to be flexible. This is going to be so cute. Yeah, I'm gonna be I'm gonna make a list of the things that I had wished I had, you know, that I either ran out of or didn't have during this period of time, because when this happens again, and it will happen again, I'm going to be really prepared. Very prepared. Yeah, it's kind of like like, don't feel guilty about your stash. Who's the sucker now? You know. The wind's really blowing out there. They have the irrigation on at the ranch. It started, you know, because now this starts our irrigation season, and so they know the cows are coming in May, so they're really irrigating and growing the pasture. So when the cows arrive, they're going to go, wow, this restaurant's opened. And but the wind is like blowing the water sideways. It's like crazy, crazy. The other night, I could hear the coyotes just going. They were chasing something. Just chasing something. And we shall see. I was reading an article this morning about the people on the last cruise ship that had been circling the globe, waiting to unload its passengers, and I thought how different our world is. You know, I've been enjoying wearing my earrings, you know, because they remind me. Usually, a lot of my earrings have some memory attached to them. And these particular earrings. I wish you could see them. I don't know if they really show up, even if I show them to you. They're glass, and it's the tree of life, and they're beautiful. I got them on the island of Murano, which is famous for its glass blowing. And so much of my earrings are memories of places I've been, and I'm thinking if I can't get there in the van, I'm not going anymore, you know. So it's just an odd feeling. I know that that's just a knee-jerk emotional response right now, but I don't know. Till they get a vaccine of some kind. Tell me, what is the number one thing that you wish you had stockpiled beforehand? And toilet paper is not on the list. I don't want to hear about toilet paper. I want to hear about something in your cross-stitch life. What is the one thing that you have wished that you had more of? Was it floss or linen or needles or... I mean, like Becca from SamBrie Stitches, she seems to have everything because she every project that she has shown during this quarantine, she is fully finished. You know, I'm wondering how the heck that, you know, I obviously am not organized enough because I don't have enough. I mean, I have some. I bought some things that could be like the framework type of thing or the backdrop, but I don't have a lot of the, like the cardboard or the poster board, I guess is what they call it. I don't have a lot of that. I really just want to stitch on the model sampler really bad. I just want to get it done, but no. Today's the 25th. I keep wanting to, you know, I keep wanting to like use the floss right down to the nubbin, but it's just such a stressful, you know, it keeps coming unthreaded, and then, yeah, I think I need to just be okay with letting the, you know, letting that little bit of floss I hung up that old sampler that I got. It's not, I'm trying to figure out about it. It's not I think it was like, it's not an extremely old sampler at all. And I think it actually is more embroidery than cross stitch. Well, it's cross stitch, that's true, but it seems to me like it's like stitched over maybe a stamped piece of linen. But I like it. It's pretty, so I hung it up on the wall there. And then I'm just gonna, this wall behind me here is this big, tall, the only thing hanging on there is that sampler, and I think I'm gonna just fill this wall up with all my stitching. Yeah. What's your favorite TV show? We just hooked up cable on our television, and because we're not going anywhere, and we have no clue about TV shows. We have no clue. We watch Netflix or Amazon Prime, BritBox, but otherwise we have no clue. And in fact, yesterday when we were scrolling through the channels, I said, oh look, there's a Magnum PI. Is that the same as the show that was on before? I mean, or is that just reruns? And so we clicked on it to see what it was, and it was like a totally different guy. It was like a new show and a totally different guy than the original Magnum PI. And so I said, there's a lot we don't know. So what is your favorite TV show? I'd be curious to know what you guys are watching. Because hopefully there's something decent out there and we didn't make a mistake by hooking it up. Yeah. Yeah, this wouldn't be my favorite. I'm thinking it has something to do with the way it's woven. It's over, under, and you can't really see. It's harder for me to see the weave somehow. And it seems like at a 20, I mean, my favorite is 32 count, and it seems like this is even harder to see. Than 32 count, it's 28 count. Yeah. Yeah, see, I missed one. I'll take that back out. Well, I think I'll let you go. I sure have enjoyed this time with you. I hope you're having great weather and you're having good stitchy time. And don't forget to tell me what your favorite TV show is. And I'm thinking, you know, I don't really pay attention to the numbers of subscribers and such, but I think when we get to the next, whatever the next big number is, which I think the next, I should see what it is. I am, let's see, what is this? Let me look at what is going on in my world. Okay. Yeah, in the next big number of subscribers, you know, on my Quilt Roadie channel, I usually rarely do giveaways, except for I do 12 days of Christmas I have done, except for this last year when time got away from me. And when I go to market, usually a lot of designers will give me something to give away, and I then do it after market. But as far as doing giveaways on my channel, it's not a big part of my channel. And I usually, when I'm doing it, I am doing it with charts that I already own, unless a designer has given me a chart that to pass on. But I think because Stitch Roadies will soon reach a 5,000 mark, I think at that time I am, in the spirit of supporting my LNS, I think when I get to 5,000, I'm going to do a giveaway of a gift card to that LNS, Acorns and Threads. And so when that happens, that's what I'll be doing. Something simple for me, but pleasurable for you, because who does not like to shop right now online? I mean, if this is what we get to do, it's fun. And then I hope you will get the chart that you always wanted. And Janine is wonderful to work with. So that's something to look forward to when we reach that milestone. It'll be a while, because it always takes a little while for those upticks of subscribers. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And let us all hang in there and stitch, okay? Thanks for stopping by. It was a pleasure.